Welcome, everybody. Welcome to BeoTalk number 381.
Yay.
Hope everybody's doing well. As per usual, we're another week on.
another 119 more to go for the big 500.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot to do before we get 500 because hopefully they'll come out with some more products at some point. But let's get into some shilling.
Let's do that.
Go buy some stuff at Skinny Play. Use the promo code for 10% off. If you want, I don't know, a horsey on your A9 or on your stage or that sort of thing.
Not Mikey's face because he never sent his, just mine. Fucking bullshit. Still don't like it.
It's available for, I don't know, Willie's mum. If you're here, if you want Willie's face on an A9,
just need to get an A9. Shit.
Go to our friends over at Skinny Play and, I don't know, buy yourself some metal slats or aluminium slats for your 28s. Also with a promo code for 10% off. Good stuff. Then we have, what do we have? Oh, yeah, buy Willie a coffee because he needs to stay awake.
That's it. Those espresso capsules got more expensive over time too.
Yeah. We'll be using this as our super chat. We'll be monitoring it. If you have a question or something that you absolutely want to have answered, ask it in here and we will guarantee an answer to your question and or topic. What else? Oh, yeah, Steve. Go buy some cable sets from Steve if you're
in Europe.
Because unfortunately,
that's what it is.
Yeah. He's so busy he can't service us, but also stupid import restrictions and whatever else.
Yeah. Lots of nonsense.com.
I mean, he probably has to fill out a binder of where all the aluminium and or copper came from, or the gold, and
which direction they extruded it.
Yeah. So I understand, though I am saddened because I want Steve's cables. They're better.
They are. They are definitely better.
Beyond that, come join our Discord if you haven't yet already. It's always good fun, and you always get to see others people's misery, like Sandeep's power cable no longer working when you connect the new speaker to it.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
That's a shiitake connection somewhere, bro. That's my opinion.
I don't know. It would have probably been wise to put everything in conduit because I think one of his power link cables also died whilst connecting the last speaker there.
Also, that place is just cursed. Somebody just went with something over through the cables.
Yeah, or I don't know if they backfilled the floor or whatever it was, right?
Contractor dug out the wall, he says.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, sometimes a nail does nothing and sometimes it does everything, right? Because if it's through one wire, it's generally fine because the nail just becomes the conductive part.
Yeah, I've had, man, I could write books about that stuff, honestly. Sometimes I was thinking, like, just get them, like those, what is it, the meta glasses or whatever that just record.
Yeah.
And do just like a time lapse of what a headache it is to, let's say, put a TV on the wall with surprises behind the drywall. What you got to do to get the cables in and blah, blah, blah. I think that'd be a good time lapse, I guess.
Yeah, I have a bunch of LEDs around the house outside, as you know, and in the first strip, it came with staples, and one of the first few staples went straight through one of the sides of the power wire.
Right on.
But I guess it's a braided cable, right? So it just pushed everything away. So it didn't matter. So I just pulled it out and stuck on slightly over to the right.
Sunit says, when I try to join Discord, it tells me the link is not valid.
Okay.
Let's doubly check.
Uh,
It takes me there. Yeah, it takes me there. I don't know. I don't know where you're at. Maybe there is some, I don't know, where you're at. The Discord is banned or some shit. I have no idea. But,
yeah.
It works. I tried it. So I probably next weekend on Saturday, I'm gonna have a Jen come over and help me with the Avant. I'm gonna change the panel. I mean, not the panel, but the video board.
Yeah.
Because all that weird nonsense that's going on. So I found a fan. This is the brand of it. I found it in Addison, which is like an electronics shop here, right?
Yeah.
And it's 15 mil. So I'm going to most likely stick it to the part of the board where Europeans normally would have their antenna, like coax box, whatever, like the actual TV box that's built in. But today the idea came across my head. So I was just like doing shit in the office. What if I took the Shelly and put this on that? Because that's 12 volts and this is 10. So I could actually also then regulate the speed, right?
Yeah.
Theoretically. And this thing is amazing. It's got the temperature sensor in it as well. So you can do it either on demand or basically the way I'm thinking of doing it is putting it on the gateway, tying it to the status of the TV. If the TV's on, it blows. If it's not, it's off. And yeah, and I don't know what happened, bro, but after we got off the call on Sunday,
Yeah.
I changed the page view in the Bio Living, right, for that, because I was all happy how that displayed buttons and shit.
Yeah.
It broke it, man. It no longer does it. I cannot fix it. I think the only way to fix it is I've even reset the factory, the bloody Halo. And I think the only way to fix it is to just delete all the pages, all the buttons, and rebuild everything. Because now it skips and it goes between, that useless page where it has a play button with the two skips.
Yeah.
So that's halfway stuck on top of the screen, and I have my buttons on the bottom. And then just tick, 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 and then it comes back to the first page. So and I cannot even, like, I'm looking at the monitor, like something mysteriously fires two different page buttons in the same time, but the first one is not valid and it just jumps like in between the screens and locks up. Fucking frustrating.
Oh, good.
So that's what I've been doing this
for
week.
A customer, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing this week. But the sensing works. Like, these things are perfect for. I even built a macro for my cameras that if they sense a person, especially the one in the entrance, because sometimes the fucking I don't think it's the keychain issue, because I see that it flashes that it's received it on the back of the moment, as in my IR receiver in the hallway. But it doesn't go and talk to the gateway to trigger the welcome scene macro, right? So instead of standing in the dark while you close the door and you're trying to jam on the play button a couple more times, I now put it so if it detects a human occupancy, then the entrance lights will come on, and it works pretty reliably, actually. So that's what I spent my weeknights on. Nerding out some B&Os.
Playing with sensors.
But I think for the gateway, like, I watched Andrew's video this morning, right? Because he released it at 11 as usual, I guess, for Sundays. And he said, and he brought up the Halo, that he bought basically the end controller for the system he never set up, right?
Yes.
Like, he's built it backwards. So, and in my opinion, yes, the Halo was marketed completely wrong. I think, in my honest opinion, it is one of the best automation looking keypads per se that money can buy. Like, there's nothing that Lutron stands even a chance with their I forget the name of that line that we've installed. Like they're $1,000 a pop, right? And what I don't like that only the back buttons are lit, and you can't really see what's written on any of the keypads. So you have to either look close or you have to remember. So it's very personalized to that point where you have to remember what button does what. And the Halo, I think it's much more friendlier because once you set up, let's say, system modes in the house, so when you walk in during the day, let's say the lights don't turn on, but you can set it through the sensing of the Halo that if it's a keypad, right, as soon as you walk into the room, the lights can come on. Something like bathroom, and you set it for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, whatever, right? However long you take. But then you can also on the screen have, let's say a shower button. So it cancels the macro of turning off the shit after 2 minutes and just turns on the lights more or less permanently till you exit the room type of thing. So
yeah,
there's so much you could do with it. It's so well or so underwhelmingly sold to people because you do need the gateway. You do need the, let's say, the lighting system. Even though I don't have any Lutron because I just don't want to invest money and time into putting the keypads in, even though I have this fucking in the drawer, right? But I just don't want to do the keypads and play with all this shit and then take them out once my visas come, right? So I just chose for the least brain damage, which is Philips Hue, and replace the bulbs and have the lights turn on constantly per se.
Knowing
And it
what
works.
you know now with Halos and stuff, would you go back to Lutron Raw?
Yes, because of the keypads.
Okay. Or would it more be a mix now from here on in?
I think it would be more of a mix now. I don't know. I'm kind of contradicting myself to go back because of the keypads, but I do like the physical buttons. You know what I mean? But if I were to do it with the Halo, I would still have it controlled by, let's say, the lighting system would be done by Lutron. Or maybe go with the Shellys. Like, it depends on what lighting system you have inside. Like, these are amazing. I'm really sold on these little devices. Very, very cool. And they have a whole bunch of them as far as like whatever need you have. So I don't know if I were to go with Lutron. If I were to go with Lutron, I don't think I would go with Radio Raw 2. If I were to go with Lutron, I would go with proper like panel, the homework system.
Yeah.
Where everything is ran into the, but that's more or less on how much of a scale of lighting are you doing, right? Because like, let's say that place we did at the that condo down in the Old Port, right? Like there's so many fucking accent lights everywhere in the floor. There are these little LED niblets that column lights. Looks beautiful, right? But from the perspective of wiring this and putting it in, it's a fucking pain in the ass, man. It was a pain in the ass. I didn't do it. There was electrician's part. We had more than enough bread cut out for our sandwich. So we definitely, but you have to work together because at the end of the day, we're the ones that providing the Lutron part with all the modules, and then they are the ones that are connecting into it, and then we take our low voltage cable and put it in the controller box, and then poof, right? Programming starts and happens. But I can't say any bad feedback as far as the reliability is concerned for Philips Hue. And the amount of it that I have in here, it's not too much, but what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 devices.
Don't
I have
go
11
to like
devices.
80 or 82 on one bridge or whatever?
Yeah, but then like let's say you get into the game of like, let's say you're doing a 4,000 or 5,000 square foot home, that's nonsensical. Then you have to go with the proper lighting control, which is Lutron at that point.
Yeah.
Because even with the Radio Raw, I haven't done the training on it, and I just never fucking had chance, and kind of burnt out when you get home to burn yourself on the lighting, because I already know how to do it. I just don't have time to sit there and go through the 12 lessons and shit. But like in the Radio Raw, like you have repeaters that, like if you have a license that I have, that you can pair two of them and you can control up to 200 devices on the Radio Raw, right?
Yeah.
RA3 is a little different built, but I think that the limitation is far less of a limitation per se when you go with the homework system, right? Because then you modularize and panelize everything. Just like the house in Bahamas, there's so many fucking lights. There's 4 server rooms with 4 like there at least 3 or 4 panels in each for lighting.
Yeah, maybe it's the limit of my imagination, right? Like I just can't even visualize myself living in a house that size, even if I had $1 billion.
Yeah, I know that's too much. It's obnoxious. That's, you know, you go get a glass of water. I guess you have servants, but still, even when you have servants, they still take a few minutes to get up there to bring you the shit. So,
Roger.
oh, dude, the bell won't work, man. There's got to be IP phones all over the place. So, I don't know. To me, that's too much. But yeah, when it comes to controlling that amount of volume of light and power, obviously, then yeah, you have to go with something that is built specifically for it, not just little Radio Raw dimmers.
I mean, very old school, but when my parents got sent here to the States, right, way back in the day, the company provided a house, and it, by current standards, it wasn't enormous, right? But it was big enough that the owners that rented it out thought it was handy to have intercom systems in the house.
Jesus Christ. I've been into those houses even in Calgary. When
like it was one of those weird big ass boxes, right? And you push a button, or like to all, like, I'm in the garage, where are you? And my parents always said it was the dumbest shit ever. And like, it's handy in a pinch, but most of the time it's like, what the hell? Like, just walk over.
That's so funny. No, it's easier to do the intercom. Yeah, Sandeep. Yeah, I agree with you. The Lutron shades are incredibly quiet. Even the ones, I have to say, that we installed in the Apple Store, which were the biggest ones, I guess, that they had made so far. They were fucking silent, man. And we're talking 26 feet wide each roller. And they were completely silent. And rarely that I've seen the motors burn off or burn out. It's more or less, I guess, depends on how hanky the installation is sometimes, because if the guys don't put the stuff exactly square on and level and so on and so forth, then there is extra strain on the motor, which eventually will burn out and you have to change it.
Especially today, right, where everything is essentially brushless. There's no reason that a motor for something like that needs to be loud. It's just cheapness.
Well, put it this way also, like, that's for drop down shades. Like if you go with the actual curtains, right?
Yeah.
Those mechanics, they're not obtrusively loud, but they are definitely present in the room when they're moving. But you can't stop that from, because it's all the clickety clack of all these attachments of the fabric. They're moving together right on the rail. So yeah, there is a lot more. You still don't hear the motor, but you hear the shit moving, right?
Yeah. But that is very different than the rollies, right?
Mm-hmm. Do you have it set, Sandeep? Do you have it set, like, do you have a sensor or photovoltaic sensor on the roof that does that? Or do you have it just based off of internets and the weather forecasting in your region that you do the sunrise, sunset?
Couldn't you just stick one in the corner of a window or something?
Or that, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm just wondering, because in the Apple Store, they were supposed to do that and they deleted it. And now the shades were fucking going weird, right? It didn't know. It didn't know. Oh, it's this program, yeah, the Radio Raw. So yeah, it's based on your GPS location, basically, that it does that.
I mean,
it is pretty cool. Like,
I appreciate that like in Florida, it would just mean that it's closed all day until it's nighttime, right?
Pretty much.
mean, it's like the house here is so light, we don't even bother opening and shutting the blinds, really. And we have that dark, sort of reflective film on the windows. And
Hmm.
still, it's like, oh, it's like during the day, even with the blinds down, you still don't need any light in the house.
I wanted to ask Willie if there's a secret to how to assemble the 28s in the way that they're completely straight. I didn't like in the video on the BNO website. They're both leaning a bit back. See, the problem with the 28s is very big, and in my opinion, and that problem is that they do not have the screw stabilizers on the bottom, just like the earlier versions of the BeoLab 18 floor stands didn't have it. Mine did. When I unglued that rubber sticker, there was a pre-drilled screw hole that you could put in those little rubber feet that B&O used to supply with everything. Like, so that's how I could perfectly level my 9000. I've had nothing but hard time leveling the 28s when I was installing them because of that.
I don't think he's saying that though. I think he's saying the floor is even, the base is even, but the once attached to spine and the column, it leans back a bit.
That's not tightened enough. I don't think there's something wrong. I've never had them lean back.
From memory, I don't know if B&O says it, but I think with the spine, if you have the base cone, right, you do the top screw tight first, then the bottom, then you hang this on, then you do the bottom first and then the top one.
I usually have them both or all four basically half thread to not full tight, but tight enough to not move.
Yeah.
And then I line them up. But the newer revision, I think, on those backbones has a little like a felt padding, which I didn't recall seeing in the very first editions. And I think that's what helps it straighten it out properly, because I haven't seen that in the earlier versions of the wishbones.
Yeah, I remember in
backbone.
mine there was enough play, right? Because my floor wasn't even, but if you looked at it this way, right, it was level this way. It was just a bit that way because my floor was uneven that way. But there was enough movement in the spine where you could sort of slightly offset it, where the top column was straight, and the subwoofer was slightly out of level. Like,
yeah, I usually
a degree
attach.
or two, but
I attach when I attach them, like I said, I have them all loose, like even. I put the neck on; it's all not loose, but it's pliable.
yeah.
And I set the level with that, and then I tighten the bottom of the woofer, then I tighten the top, then the middle because there's three, right? And then I do the same on the 28 itself, or the tube. But
Yeah.
the tube, to me, the only thing that's important is to make sure that you line up the back ribs together so they, everything doesn't look cockeyed and shit. So, but yeah, I start that way. I always do the bottom on the woofer, and then I lean in with the top, and wherever that is, then I tighten the number 3, and it never moves, which is the middle one, the number 3. You know what I mean? Sunit, I can't confirm myself if there is no artwork from the app in the Apple Music, because I do not have Apple Music. But I had noticed that they had been, I don't know if you're in the beta version of it or not, but they had been doing some progress, which I guess we're coming back to the full circle to the title of the podcast. They are making some progress with fixing the app, because I've seen that some of the glitches are starting to be gone. One thing that I still don't think that they have fixed is customizing the colors of the BeoLab 90s. Mine are properly set in the app now, so I forever hold my peace. But
whilst yes, it is really dumb that you sell custom versions of things and that you can't select them, right? Whilst I do think that is stupid, I am much happier that software bugs are getting fixed.
yes,
Like where like you have these weird crash outs, or I don't know, you tap something too quickly, right? And your app says, "Okay, we're done here."
Yeah, let me just share the screen with the class here. Is this the button for it? Yes. Sure. So there we go. So if I go back to the 90s here, I think, yeah, there is no colors that you can configure because that configuration takes you to
Yeah.
it. So that's missing. And I don't think it's under the name. It's just what it is. And this should have been just color instead of. I don't think the software update should even be on these speakers anymore. They're solid now.
Yeah, all
So-
you will get is like security patches essentially over time.
So there's that. And yeah, with Halo, I've just deleted basically all the products and I tried everything. So now the only thing there is, well, it used to be, it's the 90s and the living room. And I cannot get that thing to stop spinning or click back and whatnot and things and such.
So if you go to your theater, right? If you go down,
Hmm.
if you like, it used to be that under settings is where your sources were, right?
This is all fucked up to me because now everything is under sound.
Yeah, so your sources are now under sound. Like, and it's like that makes no sense to me. I mean, my stage update. By the way, the stage is EOL officially now.
Oh yeah.
So, but I like the LG updated, right? So I got a shitload of new sources in it again, and I hadn't done it in forever, right? It's like, where the fuck is this shit? Like,
I deleted from the TV immediately, and apparently it just synchronizes for me, so it works. But yeah, you know what I also discovered that let's go to direct, right? Just for the shits and giggles.
Mhm.
That if you go to advanced, where is this? These two sliders correlate to, let's say, let's go +3 and let's go 2 on that. Save the same, whatever.
Yeah, they correlate to the ball. Yeah.
They correlate to the ball. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Because
But
that
that's what it
ball
was.
is a weird interpolation of plus and minus bass and treble and that sort of thing.
Hmm. Well, this is much more simpler, I think, in understanding, right? Than going. Sorry, it's a little different doing it with the mouse.
I
Than
guess.
doing frequency tilt and this and that.
I mean, I kind of miss just
Should be on.
an old-fashioned three-way EQ, right? Like treble, mid, and bass, just plus minus something or other, right? I mean, that's how it always used to be, and that is what it is in most places on most devices, right? Like if you go to
Yeah.
your car, you don't have that ball unless you have the absolute latest iteration of like the Genesis or something like that.
Only thing that sucks about dark mode is very hard to see the 90s in the app.
That's another area where they need to update those icons.
Yeah, I think they should make them white like I have. If they're white in the app, because it already should know that, right? Like it's here.
Yeah.
It should correlate from here to where? Oh yeah, sorry. From here to here. Like I understand the 18s, the oak versus walnut. There's not really that much of a difference.
You can't tell in a picture that small.
No, this I wish was darker because it isn't, but it is what it is. I don't think they've updated more colors, did they? Product color. No, it's the same stuff, same old song. Naked harmonica, and then yeah, old school. Nothing's changed.
I mean, that is still kind of strange that it is like that, right? Because you can still have it by itself and be a custom version or custom color.
See, this should be called top interface, in my opinion, or top panel. And here there should be buttons when you are nearby, light off, buttons off, function off, like fucking cleaning mode, whatever you want to call it, but just there should be off in here.
Yes. Get those damn lights off my theater.
I don't care for the light. Well, for me, like I said, I don't care for the lights, but I care for the fact that every time I wipe the dust, it's easier for me to just unplug the theater than having a whole bunch of random shit go on, right? Because all my buttons, the stand is preset differently, right? So now the thing starts moving on you, and fuck off, man. Why can't we not just disable it under, let's say, this tab? Please, guys. Like, it's not that hard, I don't believe. And also the curious fingers of little kids, and for the sake of Mikey's cat.
Look, anybody with a separated setup, right, has a potential of something or somebody or animal touching it. And since
when I had the cat here, she was curious enough, and she did that when I don't know what I was watching. I think those dams videos that I watched the dude take them apart and shit.
Ooh, beaver.
So she got curious because there was like a bird flying around the corner. I didn't even notice. And she crawled up at the time on the thing and basically turned on the Beo radio, right? Because pause. That only happened once, but still, it happened to me as well. And I'm not even a full-time cat owner anymore. I never was really back then too. So I just, for me, it's for the cleaning sake, because it's really tough to do anything unless you have your Beo Remote 1 holstered in your back pocket to, shoot the standby command like a cowboy. Don't like it.
What carry pouch do you use for your Beo Remote 1?
That's it. They
Quick
should make
draw,
one.
Man.
Milwaukee should make one. M18. Keen97, I'm going insane with my Beo Grace connection issues. Well, fuck, man. I just ordered mine. March 5th, apparently, is where I'm going to get mine. So I am definitely going to do a test run with them on a podcast and see how they sound. Because I would really like to bring these instead of these to Bahamas if we're going to be doing it there.
Yeah. According to Jacob, all you have to do in BLI is just press apply under Systems Halo, and then it would fix the weirdness.
What?
He had the same thing or a similar thing.
Where the fuck is the apply? Okay, bro. Now you just open a can of worms that I want to close. Let's see. Let's go here. I'll share this with the class then too instead. Hold on. We're going to find it together. This share. Okay, let's make this a bit smaller and taller. Okay. So there he is. And then in the chat, where do you say BLI under systems? And then go to what?
Halo?
BeoLink, Beo Cloud Controlling, hit apply again. Is that what it is? Or because there is no Halo here. Oh yeah, there is a Halo here. Just this? Are you serious?
Maybe it just needs to apply itself again or something. See what.
Should I enable the debug mode? Maybe no. Okay. Well, let's see. I'll leave that for later. Anyways, let's get back to the stream.
Yeah, that's all it was according to him.
Shit. All right, I will. I'll try this out after we finish, because I just want that to go literally 2 seconds to show me the page with the weather and the leaving button, and then go back to lights. Because most of the time when I'm leaving, I have to scroll. I have to scroll one, right? So I just wanted to do it automatically, and then I just press leaving, and then it does the whole sequence. But I think
that wasn't live. So yes, the sensor is capturable on your Halo.
I know it is.
Yeah, no, you know it is, but the class wasn't here with us when we were
Oh, when
doing
we
that.
figured this out, yeah, no, the halo is capturable, but I showed it also with on the stream with the lamp.
Yeah.
Remember, I just didn't do it to the buttons that I was I thought of after the stream, of course.
So you had it all when it triggered that it showed you the time, the weather, and then back to normal.
Yeah, and then fuck you. I'm like, no, I don't know what happened. So okay, but anyways, now it's reapplied, so I'm gonna try that once we get off the stream because I am very curious now. I wish that there was enough computing power to show the camera stream inside the Halo. I don't know if that could do that ever, but that would be sick.
No.
That should have been a capability of it, in my opinion, as well.
Well, let's say there is, right? That battery is going to die so quickly.
Yeah, but if you have it set as on a wall as a let's say a keypad scenario, right?
Yeah.
Then I don't think the battery would die that quick because even to connect to the gateway, it takes a little bit of time to let's go to BeoLiving Intelligence. It takes a little bit of time to do anything really.
But it's just the amount of data, right, that it needs to pull in.
Yes.
Like, I don't think it's meant for that at all. Like, that thing is going to run on its maximum capability if it even can do it.
So, yeah, because that would be sick. Let's go to here. But like Razor's heavy, it's not really that bad. So if I go to cameras, because I'm home, see, like connecting to live stream is almost immediate, but it still takes a second. But if it could just send you the screenshot of it, like that would be cool. Like even the delay for the pan tilt, right? It's still, press in and then it comes down. Same thing for the other camera, which is where I'm sitting here. Hello. And then I can go this way and it turns around all the way around type of thing, right? And I like the fact that it returns where it's supposed to go. And yeah, I like the whatever, the human tracking and whatnot and shit. So yeah, what's this? You can't even see it anyways. But yeah, I love the gateway, man. I really like what it does capability wise, and it's a fun system.
Yeah.
And to like what your thing is, I'm no longer any of this shit is voice activated, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's like for the Lutron, even if you go with the cheaper stuff or whatever, anything that can report back being pressed as a button can be tied into it with the function, right?
Yes. I mean, it's if we lived in a perfect world where we could actually trust companies like Google, Facebook, and that sort of thing, right? I would have no problem with voice anything.
Mm-hmm.
But since that is not the world we actually live in, since they apparently just listen to you every so often, right? Like an actual human listens to you every so often. Like that's too far for me, man. It's like I didn't sign up for that. Like that's not worth my convenience.
Yeah, I was a big proponent of it for a while, right? With the IFTT and all that shit that I had yakking at the what's it called? The Google machine at home in the old apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But here I just kind of moved on from it, and also I think what sparked the real hate was the fact that have you happened to need to reset your level outside of your Wi-Fi environment, you are fucked.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't like. I stopped liking about it. Same thing with the emerge I have in the hallway. Like, yeah, they're still Google Voice activated. There's no way. I guess if I rebuild the internals, then it would be fine. But is that worth the cost? But yeah, other than that, I like the way that it's automated now. even though like the Reolink cameras, they're still online somewhere. Fuck, somebody can hook into the server and look, I guess.
Yeah, you're always going to have that, right? Like, and I understand that even with ubiquity and cameras and that sort of thing, you
I
can
was
have
gonna
that.
go there too. Yeah, that's
But
exactly what it is.
that is partially why, if we were to ever have an indoor camera, it would be living room only.
Hmm.
Because, like, and secondly, currently we don't have it for that reason. It's too far, man.
No, I have two cameras now because I was trying to see how that all works with the gateway. So I bought another one, but one is constantly looking into the windows, and the other one is looking onto the fucking doorknob. So
Yeah,
they're
I'm.
turned that way only, right? Like, yes, they can track, but they don't. What's it called? They're not pointed in where I hang out mostly.
Yeah, I mean, it's different if you live by yourself, right? But
Hmm.
or at least I think so. I would probably be a bit more okay with it because, I mean, maybe you talk to yourself a bit, but most of that is in your head, right? But when there's somebody else, right? There's definitely occasions when you have to talk about sensitive information, either to you, the other person, or whatever is
Hmm.
going on in either life, right? And like just that, where I don't know, there's several cases already where Amazon has decided to intervene, right? Oh, we hear some commotion. Let's send it
Hmm.
to a human. Let's send the police to your house. Like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. I guess with these cameras, it's the same thing, right? Like they can always spy. I ain't worried.
God damn it, they're in cable cutters, man. I didn't feel like this wall is so shit, right? Like I think it got rebuilt or somebody did something to it, and they took out all the insulation that was in the wall, like sound deadening.
Oh no.
So it's literally sticks and drywall, right?
Oh fuck! They filled it with garbage,
They
basically.
filled it with nothing. There's
Hmm.
nothing in there. And our bedroom is straight behind it. And it's already like when these play at like 30 volume, you can sort of
It's over. Oh
hear
yeah.
that in the bedroom. So
Call yourself a bio aficionado. Ooh.
I thought of like putting them in the wall, right? But then it's like, okay, then you to be code compliant, you need one of these weird little outlet boxes down the bottom, which means like I'm
Hmm.
gonna have to, I don't know, cut a hole about that size down there and down there and one up there. So effectively the sound deadening becomes just one sheet of drywall to the bedroom.
Pretty much. Because yeah, that stuff lets in sound. 100%.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I'm stuck in between a rock and a hard place, or I like start cutting holes in the ceiling, right, to fill it all again, and spend what, like $1,000 to back insulate the wall that should have been insulated because every other goddamn wall in the house is insulated, right?
Yeah, that sucks that this one isn't.
It's yeah, and I'm not even sure these eights will stay here permanently.
Hmm.
I mean, at some point, I
Well,
may
it's
may
easier
change
to
my
patch up
mind.
4 holes than a huge freaking plug hole, that's for sure. But at
Y-
the end of the day, you're fucking patching, you're painting the whole wall anyways, more or less. Or you
Actually,
should at
with this
least.
paint, no,
No,
no, like it comes back to the same color.
that's cool.
I don't
But usually
like
that's not the
you can't
case.
even see, but right next to there was I don't know, about a quarter-inch hole right next to the speaker here.
Hmm.
Filled it back up and just did that little bit, like that much paint, and you literally can't see that the paint
Sick.
was added later.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
by a brand called Bear. It's they say it's water based, but there's ammonia in it, and it stinks quite a bit. It's not hugely ammonia, like it's not like super wafty, and I think they use it as a drying accelerant, right? Because ammonia dries quicker than water.
Hmm.
But in terms of like it sticks to just about anything. It's dry quite quickly, and it's quite hard. And you I mean I've done several bits in the kitchen even where and you just can't tell that you painted over again.
R8's still on my horizon someday. But right now, the more I buy, the more I have to move. That's just where I'm at with it. And I'm already fucking redlining it, whichever way you take it, man. Because when I moved to Montreal, I didn't have the theater. And that's a lot of boxes.
Yes.
That's a lot of goddamn boxes. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that I come across, right? That I bought for here, for house. So yeah, it's gonna be tight. But if I'm gonna be honest, I am considering them as like rear heights in my new place, wherever that ends up in Florida. That I would put them up. But yeah, for now, no. I'm sure they're gonna go up in price again because why wouldn't it? But right now I'm not rushed. I have more than enough sound. Like, even in the bedroom with the old Avant and the lap forces rears, it's more than enough to watch fucking Fallout half asleep. So
yeah. By the way, Sandy, these cable gutters are literally painted in the same color as the goddamn wall. The only reason you can see
the shadow it's cast on them.
Yeah.
That's right. Shit. Unacceptable.
Well, at least my cables work.
Ooh. And if they fucked up, it's just in the track. You can take them out.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Once you're eventually here, maybe the ones will go there, right? Like, I don't know yet.
Yeah, they're still here.
We'll see what happens, where they end up. I don't know. Maybe I'll decide to love my guest bedroom and just say, "Bye, honey, I'm sleeping in the guest bedroom. The ones are there."
Ones with the core would sound kick-ass with the new core.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would sound kick-ass.
I mean, they'll probably have proper bass even.
Mm-hmm. Because they already sounded great in my old office, but that's just from the Avant. I mean, Avant, the V132 that I had them hooked up to.
Yeah.
But that was more or less like a fun thing to do, right? It was a fun project. It wasn't something serious. But they are a spectacular speaker. Still one of my favorites as far as the shapes are concerned. It is the most B&O aluminum speaker that you can ever buy. Because nothing after had so much on it. Even the lap 12s don't even 12 3s per se don't come close.
No, it's
to how much is on the back of it. Yeah.
I mean, it's what? It's 1.81 meters or something of aluminium.
Pretty much.
I mean, they must have had so many off scrap pieces.
Oh, how much bad had to have been, right? Because then they didn't paint them back then.
No.
To get that extrusion out without discoloring of this length, that, man, it just proves how good they are with aluminium, though. Yeah, I would go back to the dealer. I would go back, or wherever you got them, complain. They come with a 5-year warranty, so if you register through the app.
3, I think.
But if you do it through the app, I think they give you 5. We'll see next week because I am going to hopefully have them by Sunday. Well, if I don't get them on Friday, then I'm fucked because they're closed on Saturday, Sunday. But March 5th is Thursday, so hopefully Friday morning they'll come in from the warehouse to the store for me to pick them up.
I mean, if it's not a consistent issue, right? That's especially ones new out of the box that is 99 out of 100 times like something's broken. Especially if they turn off randomly, things like that. There is just something either loose or cable broken, or I don't know. There's a ribbon cable inside, right? Maybe it got folded weird and it's making connection, and then some movement just does a little.
I would also suspect the fault on the Bluetooth antenna in the phone. because to me that has more logical tendency to fail, especially with the heat and whatever. And I had seen that before, where the people had issues with their earbuds, and it's literally boiled down to the fact that it was the Bluetooth module in the phone.
Apparently, Sony's don't have that issue.
So it's not the Bluetooth module.
Yeah, try another phone or maybe a computer or something. But I would I wouldn't say that it's that normal for phones these days to have that issue. 10
No,
years ago, maybe. But try another device just to be sure.
I agree.
I mean, I would still suspect that just something's broken, right? Like, or maybe something happened in shipping. Who knows?
Also, for the shits and giggles, try to use them through the case. See if they drop out from the case as well, because then you'll know for a fact that there is a real problem.
Yeah.
So that's
he said I can try a phone, but I've completely reset the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth settings last night. Use the USB cable, right? Like, was it USB B to USB C in the case, and then it should show up on any computer because the case is then the transmitter.
Yes.
If that still happens, it's definitely the buds. And you don't need anything because that's the airplane mode, right? You can use that for anything.
I cannot wait for those things, man.
That's the only reason I would maybe potentially buy them, right? It's like PC audio and use them through the case like that all the time.
Yeah, because they're super small, right?
Yeah. Well, it also makes your, like, especially here in Florida, right? Like, it makes your head so much less hot. Like, you also don't get that weird headband divot in your skull. Because every so often,
or the ear prints. Yeah. It's just like, it's so obvious you had headphones on for a fucking few hours on end.
Every so often after we get off this stuff, right? Like,
same here, dude.
I look down the mirror. It's like, oh, I have this sort of weird skull divot thing going on.
It's the headphone rest.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of the case of the transmitter? So essentially, let's say you're in the airplane, you can hook up a headphone jack to the USB-C and plug it into the airplane system and listen to it through your earbuds, or also anything in that, for that matter, per se.
Supposedly, it's also a higher bandwidth connection than Bluetooth can be because it's a proprietary connection. So if you have local files on your phone or something like that, you can plug USB-C to USB-C and transmit from the case to the buds.
Yeah, they sound fucking fantastic. I can't wait to get them. And I heard them when the software was really like, it was still, the pan was in the oven. But the only thing that I've read up on, sifting through the Discord and stuff, is Flores complained that, his only complaint about them was that gesture control doesn't work when you're going on a bicycle, which fucking, it's not a threat for me at all. But then it makes me wonder. So that thing basically is listening to the scratches on your skin with some sort of a proximity sensing. If it gets deafened by the, of the wind.
I guess. I mean, how would you notice the difference between that and that, though? I guess that it comes closer.
I don't know. It changes tone, though. It's like a saw, you have a higher, lower pitch when you go into something and out of something.
It's like, ooh, fuck, too loud.
Now it's muted. This would be the mute.
You get into these habits like, oh, I can't scratch like that. I need to use my other hand.
I just hope that that's not a signal for something in some countries, you know what I mean? That you go to and you start, and all of a sudden you get your ass beat. So, but yeah, I'm digging them. I'm digging them. We'll see how they perform once they're here. But yeah, that's when I'll probably spend a few days in bed just listening to them in dark.
Weirdly, she needs to ask like AirPod Pro V2 or V3. As far as I can tell, everybody likes the V2 more than the V3 for the AirPods.
Isn't it a V4 now out yet?
No, the V3 I think just came out.
Oh, okay.
Because I have the AirPod Pro 2s, I think. I mean, and they're all right? Like they sound fine for what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like yes, B&O buds sound better, but you then get the whole Apple integration, and it's just it just works better with an Apple phone, right?
Well, it's their own home environment, so obviously it's going to be much better than third party stuff. So that
I mean, the startup and that sort of thing is way faster. The gesture control is better, and it's sort of like, okay, what do you care about? To me, it's also I don't like. I hate this active noise canceling that Apple has. Like, it makes me nauseous. Like, it sort of blows your ears out. So I don't use that at all. I mean, to me, they're just passively dampening things, right? But what I like about them is I use them everywhere because they're cheap. Like, I've had them more for like a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years, maybe now. If I lose a bud, I am not bothered by that one bit.
That's gonna feel bad for the Grace, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I also bought them on sale, and I think I paid like $225 for them. Like, I can lose everything, the case, all the buds and everything, and buy another set.
A couple times over, fuck.
Yeah, and even compared to like the EXs, right, still be cheaper off.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I think they absolutely beat just about everybody on is the voice cancellation or the noise cancellation for voice calls.
Oh, on the phones, yeah.
I mean, I can literally be mowing the lawn and have a conversation on the phone with my sister, and she won't hear a thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I noticed that even talking to people that have the AirPods, it's unbelievable how like you don't know that they're fucking in the middle of a construction site sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of actual sound they produce, right? I wouldn't say they're like hi-fi in any sense. I mean, they sound okay. It's not bad in any way. It's just not great. It's a bit Beats by Apple instead of Beats by Dre, but like it's fine. But that's all it needs to be sometimes, right?
Okay, severe. I flew to Denmark last week with the Grace, and everyone was staring at them because they are fucking cool, man, and they're definitely very uniquely looking. There is nothing like that. It's the same thing like back 26 years ago now. For God's sakes, I can't believe that's that far back. Wearing the set of A8s.
Yeah.
Like that design was spectacular. Fuck, I still have a pair right here, bro, in the office. This never gets old, never dies.
Well, they're still good headphones.
Yeah, I love these things.
Yeah.
Absolutely love them. They still have a, like the piston after 26 years, bro. It fucking works with perfect resistance. The only thing that sucked about these that the hair got into the drivers and they started to distort.
Yeah.
But the best way that I had found to do it with is either not the Gorilla Tape because that's too much goop, but either the duct tape or the green painter's tape.
Yeah, where it's sort of tacky, but not really tacky.
Yeah. So you don't pull the fucking grill apart. But yeah, these things are OG. Still 3.5 mil jack, no microphone, just simple headset for the.
Also, in terms of design, like those are just beautiful. They're like just so beautifully made.
No, and these like people will always be turning heads. Back then, I was traveling by train to work to the office, so everybody would always, kind of stare, like try to figure out what the brand was, and every now and then you see somebody else on the train, especially downtown, that has the same pair, and you just gotta give yourself that nod, right? Like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah. So coming back to the AirPods, I mean, the thing is, right? Like some other things that are better thought out. I don't know how it is with the Graces, but like the AirPods, as soon as you open the case, are ready to go. Right? They pop up on your screen immediately. From my
I think
experience,
Grace is pretty close to it, man. But I'll comment on it once I have them,
yeah.
because I'm just shooting out of my ass now.
I haven't used the Graces, but with like the E8s and all that, was it EXs? Like they didn't start pairing until you took them out, right? Like Apple just like you open the hinge and like it pops
They're
up.
ready.
And, like,
They're ready to go.
Yeah. So
I honestly don't think that they really shut down completely inside the case.
no, they don't.
Right? That's why they're ready right away, right out of the gate, where I think that the B&O just shuts them down. But also, I don't know if anybody really reads through the manuals the way I do and such, or it's been even published in the manual, but I've read it somewhere few months, well, a year back now, that B&O recommends to have your headphones plugged in at least every 2 weeks when they're not in use. Just plug in the case at least every 2 weeks to maintain the batteries, because that's what really kills them, when you just leave them sitting for a few months on end and then you plug them in and fuck, they're dead.
Yeah, that's just about any battery tool, though. Like leave your power tools unplugged or dead for that long, it's the same thing happens.
Do I have an iOS device? Bro, I have an iPad from 2012, 13. That's as far as it goes. I don't even have apples in the fridge, so no, I don't have an iOS device to test it with.
Apple cider.
Not even a cider. That's so gross, man. No, I don't have anything like with apples, really, like, to be honest. Maybe little chunks in a salad every now and then, but that's about it.
It's too healthy. Too
Bullshit.
many vitamins. Ugh.
Fucking apples. Ew. Yeah, I get it. iPads are great, but you know what? There's still a glitch on the Command and Conquer game with the Tiberium all fucking pixely and shit, and that's why I don't buy an iPad, because I would buy a tablet. I'm probably gonna break down and buy that big Samsung one just so I can play my game better or bigger, but I don't really have a need for it. What I was really eyeballing recently is Panasonic Toughbooks, actually, for work.
Okay.
Just, like even the refurbished ones, like $700-800 Canadian dollars, not bad. It's a 13-inch screen. You don't need more than that, and it's usually to punch in the fucking IP addresses into the NVRs, or straighten the camera's IP out that doesn't want to cooperate with the rest of the NVR nonsense. So I'm thinking about getting that, because I have my little bourbon scarred Microsoft book, whatever the fuck it's called. But there's not much battery life on this thing anymore. That's what sucks. But yeah, Toughbooks, I think it's a way to go. Yeah, there also is a tablet for Toughbooks, I know, but I just oh, Mikey, I'm gonna shit.
Wrong button.
Well, man down. So, but yeah, that's what I'm debating and toying with the idea. Like maybe get one of those removable Toughbooks, so you have the keyboard, then you can just swap it over and have a tablet. I don't know yet.
You can get one of those holders that the police use.
Fuck yeah, put it in my van.
But put it in your car like you're undercover, right? The amount of people that will move away from you just because that thing is sitting there, right?
Not on the Audi. If I had a Ford or something, like a Challenger or any dodgy vehicles that resemble like cops, or Ford Explorer, fucking cars should be. I think that police should have cars that are not sold to public at all. Like that model is not available to public. Because how many times did you pebble behind the wheel when you're driving, all of a sudden, like an unmarked police vehicle, right? And it's just some fucking dude that's cruising by that didn't bother taking off the, the side light by the rear view mirror, right? That they have, or where you're like, ooh, what is that? And and especially when they're coming up fast, and then you think they're going after you. Because how many people? Let's just take a poll. How many people feel completely safe when the cop is behind them in the car? I would love to see that. But yeah, it's back to the tough books. Yeah, I definitely would consider entertaining the idea of buying one. I'd probably, or what I'd rather do is, because like now we're in a world of online purchases, right? What if I don't like what the fuck I'm seeing when I get it? You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather go to a physical store nowadays and have them order it, or just at least take a peek at whatever that looks like, what it feels like, and then make a decision based off of that. Because what if I don't like the size? What if 13 inches is too small? What if I want a 15-inch screen, if that even exists with them? How do I know? Yeah, I can browse through through the thing, but right. That's a great post. That's a great post. There we go. Cool as a cucumber, fucking. That's funny. So yeah, but at any rate,
Bill says it looks like B&O copied or got very influenced by the design of the Grace. There's earbuds from 2021 that looks very similar in design. Maybe, but I think it's the other way. I think those are based off the ear set.
A8.
Yeah,
the A8. Because there was no headphone design like these before that.
Yeah.
Nothing even existed. Like these actually, what was it that, did I lose you now? Shit,
no. I was just
them up. These guys, right? Yeah. The Pistons, like this is 2020 when this was introduced. And in Minority Report,
2020?
They just cut him off.
Longer.
No, not 20. Sorry, 2000. Sorry, 2000. Fuck sakes. So yeah, they've been around since 2000. 2001, I believe, is when. No, 2000. I remember them in a catalog from 2000. Because before that was only Form 2s, and before the Form 2s, they were U70s, right?
Yeah.
And Form 1s essentially. But that design was copied. And essentially the Grace is the homage to this in every sense of the word, in my opinion, when it comes to design.
And they also had what was it called? The Earset i3s?
3i. Earset 3i. But that only had the microphone here, the tickler, right?
Yeah. But like they even remade. What I'm trying to say is that they remade that in a digital version, essentially. Because that was Bluetooth, right? The Earset 3i.
Earset 2. Earset 2 was the Bluetooth one, the Mickey Mouse ear, right?
Yeah.
That one was great too. I have it somewhere. No idea where it is though.
I mean, these essentially.
These
are right. These are just
the OGs.
Yeah, these are just a remake. Because you also had these.
Those were the Pio Play ones with the B&O logo like that.
Yeah.
Those were the ones with the microphone.
Yeah, exactly. So they made several versions of them, and then in the era of the E6s, which I also have somewhere, right? Like they made another version. I forget which it was.
Mm-hmm.
But they had that, and then just it went behind the neck, and there was no actual physical control. Other than the thing on the
Yes, that's right. I remember those. I forget the name of them, but I've had them. I've played with them, but I never really had owned them. But yeah, these are where they started with it, and I think that how they've developed them. They've developed them with in collaboration with one of the German hospitals with the comatose patients, because they wanted to design a headphone or earbud that is comfortable enough even when people roll around and sleep, and it doesn't impress into the ear canal or doesn't strain your ear. And these, man, I cannot count the number of times I had fallen asleep with my A8s listening to music, and I woke up the next morning with the speakers with them still playing, or the BeoSound 2 turned off after playing the entire 2 gigabytes of its SD card.
Yeah.
And that was that. Or the battery, and it died.
I mean, these are the Bluetooth versions. This is like, was it 2014 or something like that?
Something around there. But they stuck to that design for a long time because it just makes sense. The way that they grab on your head, like they're solid, they're not going anywhere.
Well, in many ways, right? It's also nicer that it's not like friction fit and like you're not getting like your ear canals dilated.
Yeah, that sometimes gets a little bit too much, even with the memory foam ones, with the EXs. Like when I flown to Bahamas, when I was flying to you, motherfucker, it was 8 hours. I got stuck in Philly, right?
Yeah.
So that's a long time to have earbuds in, because you take them off for like, let's say 15, 20 minutes, go have a beer and a pizza or something, right? Eat. So you take them off so they charge, and then you put them back on, and you rinse, slather, repeat till freaking you get called up to your gate, which they changed 4 times, but that was on the way out. I just really have not good time when I fly anywhere. Like there is, it's not that the plane's going to crash, but it's going to get all fucked up on some level somewhere with a delay, or I have to run for my life to make the other connecting flight. And I've never had just like smooth sailing. That's just my curse for travel, I guess, but I'll take it.
I mean, yeah. Also, depending on how heavy all the drivers and stuff are, right? Like it is still hanging outside of your ear canal. So if it's not like hanging sort of in your ear itself, it's all the torque is on your ear canal, and when it's just over your ear, it's sort of more suspended of something more solid.
Yeah, and you don't really mind it, something having your cartilage around your ear as much as something expanding your ear hole.
Yeah.
So
there's some of that going on. I mean, another thing which I guess is a bit of a con towards the AirPods, right? It's like I have to slightly, I can't use any of the aftermarket tips but I do have to oversize the rubber a bit because they're so goddamn smooth. If I use the correct tip and do that right, I start to feel that stem coming off my ear.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I can't wear them for I can wear them long, but it's sort of not as long as like I could wear E8s. Another thing I absolutely can't do with AirPods is nap or sleep with them.
Too hard?
No, they're so slippery. They get pressed in so far. Like the next morning, I wake up with like literal ear pain that doesn't go away for like 36 hours.
Fuck. Oh, shit.
Like it's that shitty, shiny plastic they use, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it has no grip, but that's also a con when you whenever you like put some weight on it, like lay on your ear.
Yep. I've never owned them, so I wouldn't know. But knowing, like, looking at my girlfriend too, sometimes when she passed out with them, like, I'd like lift her up, like fucking took them out like that. Can't be fucking comfortable for you. You just passed out, you don't know till you wake up, and you're gonna be sore or sorry, or both. But yeah, I was never really on board with the Apple at all. Even though I do now, at least building an Apple store, very much I respect the amount of tech that they push into this and how advanced these facilities are, because it's way more complex than you going in there to buy yourself a new shiny ass iPhone 17 or whatever number we're on now. But what all goes behind the scenes is it's fucking incredible, the amount of tech. So that I appreciate. But I don't know. I've grown up on the Android platform, and that's just where it's at.
Some of you are really, really cool, but most of you don't like the police behind you.
No.
And then some of you are actually honest that you're just a nervous wreck.
Oh, fuck. No, I get more nervous. I'm not a nervous wreck, but I'm more nervous. But there are times where they just fucking creep up on you out of blue somewhere, right? And you're like, oh shit, is he sniffing my plate?
Weirdly, here in Florida specifically, I'm not that bothered by them because most of it, like Florida is a really weird place in terms of driving, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
going over the speed limit in and of itself is not an offense. Well, it is, but it isn't until you do something stupid with it, like not indicate when you lane change. So if you stay in your lane and go over the speed limit, even if you go like, I don't know, in kilometers an hour, like 30 over,
They're fine.
it's fine until you do something else that's stupid. Then it's no longer fine somehow. Like it makes no sense.
I always thought that they had, like, at least when I was in Florida the first time in 2022, the guys were talking as like the cops that were, patrolling in front of the bar, because I had this thing that I wanted to take as many pictures of cop cars in different counties that I was traveling through as much as I could. So I took the picture of them. It was nice. It still has probably the most views off of that GPS location in the bar that I had ever seen. I've never posted really a picture, but that one I decided to post, and it's got like fucking 100,000 views. It's a very nice picture of a cop car. And he said, you know what? Usually what we do is 9 you're fine and 10 you're mine. So if you go 10 miles over, then you're gonna get tagged, right? But I going up there, 80 miles an hour speed limit in Montana, right? I got passed by a cop and he looked at me like I'm fucking new. Like, you have an Audi, right? I'm like, yeah, but I also have a license that I want to keep. So, and 80 miles an hour for a Canadian standard is a lot.
It's 130 or so.
That's right. Because we can't go past one. Well, I guess British Columbia is the only province that have these dynamic speed limit signs and stuff. So they do change up to 130, between 130 and 100. Alberta's a little less behind, or more behind with it.
I mean, I've had this several, like the first day we were here to buy this house, right? And then I've had it several other times, even at night.
Yeah.
Because we landed at 8 p.m. and by the time we got the rental car and whatever else, we're driving towards here. We were doing somewhere between 85 and 90 mile an hour on the highway, and the speed limit is 70. And we were literally the slowest ones on the road. And cops were coming by, right, at like 95 to 100 without lights on. Like,
fucking hell.
Nobody cares.
Just don't be stupid. Go fast, but don't be stupid.
I mean, this was like 2-3 months ago. I had to drop somebody off at the airport, and coming back, it was either late at night or early in the morning, right? I'm doing like 90, which is like 140 kilometers an hour. And a cop comes like, just drives by. It's like, okay.
Yeah, the speeds are much more. It's funny because now that I think of it, like back then, if I just said that I'm moving to Montreal, in retrospect, right on the border, and he would ask why, because it's one day less of travel than going through Canada. If you look up on GPS, Calgary to Montreal, it's one day faster, more or less, to go through US because of the speed limits.
Yeah, I mean, then again, if you're in Illinois, right, if the speed limit is 70 and you do 78, you're going to most likely get a ticket. Whether you're being reckless or not, it doesn't really matter.
It's the same in a couple of places back in Calgary, between Calgary and Edmonton, that they have in Innisfail. They know that's a known spot. So if you're a new driver and you don't know that, you go over top of the hill and then on the bottom of it, and you can't slow down in time because you already got tagged. There goes a ticket. What are for pure music listening? What are the best B&O headphones? Well, I guess H100s or
H95s.
the Grace if you go into the earbuds.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely have more to say about that next week if I get them, if they show up in as per the estimated delivery time.
I do have a feeling though that for in-ears, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
the Graces are probably extremely good, but to get to a level of in-ears that are on the level of H100s, right? You probably have to spend 2-3 grand more, and the problem is just the size. And I mean, an over-ear speaker is easier to make sound good than something that small in an ear canal.
I look at it the other way. I think you have way more control, and I don't know, like maybe I'm like a conspiracy theorist almost, but like when you have all these mics, like wouldn't you use one of them somehow to acoustically measure, like let's say your ear canal resonance type of thing, like how far your tube is and shit, and just maybe that's what makes them so accurate. I don't know.
Oh, you
I
have a
don't know, but when I
cavity
heard them,
in your last molar.
I liked the Grace over the H100s, but I spend a lot of time with H100s at your place, and they're fantastic. They're fantastic headphones.
I
However,
think,
they're headphones to me. That's the
yeah, I think it's more at the extreme ends of it, right? Like in ears are generally easier to make sound good, but when you get to the extreme of excellence, like there are definitely other in-ear monitors that are way better than the Graces, but they are also like you're
I
gonna spend like
understand.
4 to 5 grand for a set of in-ears, right?
Yes.
And
But they're custom molded to your ear canal and all that nonsense too, right? Like it's a different level of what it
yeah.
is.
So for universality, since we're not special snowflakes, right? The high end over the ear cans are then uh, a bit easier because they work for more people. And I mean, you know how much this volume is, right?
Yes.
Similarly, but you
But
can
if you
also
get big fuck off Dumbo ears and they fold in your thing and you're just too much.
yeah, okay, but then they don't work for you. So it's I mean, I also think with like cans like this, you can give it it's easier to give it more spatial dimensions to music and that sort of thing because it's not in your ear.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I am very much intrigued by them coming and giving them a good shot, good whirl, and all
Look,
my
in terms
music.
of comfort, right? Like if you're in Florida or anywhere hot like here, right? Like get in ears. Like I'm all for that because like whilst I say H100s, if you live in Denmark, you can wear them pretty much all year round and it's fine, right? If you live here, like there's no way I can go out in late spring with H100s because
Fucking kidding me, bro?
by the like I don't know, I walk to the supermarket, which is like not even a kilometer that way and back. Like I'm just
Dude,
gonna be
they're wet.
scooping
They're wet.
water out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they're wet. They're completely done. Even earbuds at that point too, because you just sweat from your hair. Well, whatever you've got
Yeah,
left of
but
it.
they're damp, not like soaked.
Yeah. No, when I'm in the sun, I sweat a lot, man. I just fucking rain, bro. It's not fun. I just rain on myself. It's not good.
You'll get used to it. Takes about a year and a half.
Yeah, well, Bahamas in August was fucking death penalty, bro. Those 2.5 weeks, man.
Yeah, but
Call
that's the
this.
thing, right? You're only there for a short time.
Yeah, it's not enough to acclimatize completely.
Oh yeah, like I like you, the first summer here, I rained on myself all the time. The second summer it was way better. Like, yeah, I'm still sweaty, but it's not like I could
Dying.
tell I could still tell the difference when it was sweat or if I jumped in the pool, right? The first summer it was just like, did you just come out of a pool? It's like, no, I
No.
just did some stuff outside.
Yeah, it's deadly. It's deadly hot. But yeah, you get used to it over time. I don't think I could get used to it in like Arizona though. It's too much. That gets way too hot.
I don't know. It's so dry there. It's a very different heat.
Hmm.
I mean,
But
there's things I would never, don't think, get used to, but there are other things due to the heat, right? Like where if you wear flip-flops, they literally melt on the road. Like, not so much that like they melt from under you, but you feel your flip-flops get sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you walk outside on the, especially black tarmac, right? Like you feel your shoe like
The
sort
frozen T1000 at the end of the.
yeah. Or touching anything metal outside, whether
Oh,
it's
that's regrets. I remember just being in Florida in 2022. Like, same thing, it was July, and man, like I had a beach towel, that Audi beach towel that I had, that I would put on my driver's seat when I would park the car somewhere and go somewhere to do something, because it was not possible to sit back on a black leather.
Yeah.
And then going through Atlanta, I'd gotten engine light warning that I've never seen before, because I had the OBD with me, so I scanned it, and it actually even said it on the display first when the engine light came on. Outside air too hot for turbo. And it was 44 degrees outside, man. It was so hot, fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's like, look, it's like when you crack the oven to look at it, right? So when you crack the window in the car, it was so hot. It was so bloody hot. But I made it. Atlanta was a little bit sketchy though, but
I mean, America in that sense is a strange country, right? Because you have literal deserts and literal places where there's snow all the time, and then places where it's wet all the time, and then somewhere in between. And then you have everything from swamps to the rainforest, essentially. It's like you have everything. It's and then you have California where there's no water at all. It's there's so much. It's kind of, there's almost more biodiversity than in Europe.
Oh, 100%. Well, I think US has it all, other than, well, they do really, because even in Colorado, like you go to these mountains, like there is a lot of snow there. So Canada is more or less on the cold side of things than anything tropical, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I
we
guess
didn't get as messed up as New York did last week with the 24 inches of snow, man. That's that laughter dies quick when that goes down. That's a calamity. That's not a snowstorm. That's a fucking disaster. Feels bad, because I know what it is here when we had 75 centimeters in a week, and it's fucking, dude, it's no joke, man. Like parking's out of time, like everything's just, forget it.
Yeah, it's misery. I mean, it got cold again here. It was like at night, it was like 2 degrees Celsius.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, when you were cold out here, which
I was freezing. It was like 18, for fuck's sake. It was embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Maybe I acclimatized so quick that I was just freezing already. God, this. Because I hate it out here in the winter, and like I just despise it. Like, bro, I have a heated hoodie and a heated jacket that I run more or less in parallel sometimes when it's minus 17 or whatever outside. It's no joke. It's cold. And yeah. So looking forward to the graces, man. I'm still on the fence. Like, is a Deezer worth it to stay with, or should I hop to Tidal because of them? But then am I going to mess with them so much within the app and changing shit that I need them to be playing through the BNO app, or can I just go with it? And I think I'll just leave it with the Deezer. It's simple, because the Tidal account now comes with the punishment of reprogramming the entire BLI. Changing the sources, and that's when that thing gets fucking tricky, man. When you start changing subscriptions and whatever and things in the gateway that affect it on a huge macro level, or let's say you replace your main TV by something different, right? So then all these macros have to be re-enlisted because they're all orphaned. That's when it's a pain. It's almost the same pain than compared to you having to retune your theater type of thing.
Yes. Yeah. this is where consistency will keep you having a lot of customers, right? Because if you are the high net worth individual that we are as a company chasing, you don't want to be switching all this shit all the time because it just gets old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and therefore I'm like thankful. Like, yeah, okay, we're sort of switching to Tidal, but we're keeping Deezer. It's like great, because I don't want this Spotify of 10 years ago, this nonsense again, and having to migrate everything.
And you have to pay for that service now, right? If you want to do it all, because they only give you like first 500 tracks for free, which we all know we have more.
Yeah, it's such a pain in the arse, which wasn't a thing when all music was physical, but.
Mm-hmm. Bill, I've had Tidal before. I've had Tidal for a while in my old apartment in the studio, but that was, before the BLI nonsense that I've implemented into this apartment, because that thing was just too small. And I guess one of the reasons were that at the time, like, with my girlfriend, we would go to the parks and such. So I would bring the Explorer and then have the Tidal play through the Explorer, right? Or the B&O radio, which I don't know if they fixed that bug yet when the screen turns off that the radio stops playing, because I haven't played with it for a while. But that was acoustically I couldn't really tell much difference, and maybe now, because I haven't really played with it since I put the 90s up, maybe I'll do an A to B comparison in subscriptions to see what sounds better, and if the Tidal sounds better on the 90s, then I will spend that hour, 45 minutes, whatever it takes, to reprogram these few macros that I got and move everything over. But also the thing is that you have to move it all over inside the TVs, like the Avant. You got to reassign the sources. First, I got to put it into the BeoSound 1, and because that's the main streamer, that's the source for the Avant, as far as the music is concerned. So it's not at the end of the world, of course. Like, it's not like I have to dig a freaking 40-foot, trench. It's just that.
Speaking of how things sound, somebody on the Discord posted this video link, and it's Jeff explaining how BeoLab 90s were made.
Mm-hmm.
And these charts are really fucking interesting, because what you're looking at is on-axis listening at 0 degrees.
Yes.
For BeoLab 5. And this, and you can tell by the degrees on the y-axis, how much change there is per frequency range off axis. So in other words, you can sit about 35 to 40 degree off axis and have no perceivable change in audio profile.
Yes. Yeah, because the acoustic lens just spreads it so far out.
Yeah, but how they do it with driver design and that sort of thing. This is an hour and a half of your life that you wish you spent earlier. Like, this is one of the most interesting videos I've seen in forever. Because this is obviously the fives were a reference for the 90s. And this is like the sort of 3D map of how it looks, same data. But then you go into like how drivers react to sound, and he essentially, this is a masterclass of understanding drivers, right? Because at the low end, essentially most drivers apparently are omnidirectional, but when you start to add more power, they become sort of like
narrow.
A pulse. Yeah. And how to comb and filter for that, and how they do that, and it's fucking incredible, like how they solve this issue that all speakers have that have a crossover. And what they came out with, like, they made this speaker to sort of, this is a two-way speaker, and this top bit is just to get that dip away. But it turned out that only kind of really works in an anechoic chamber where you don't have walls reflecting.
Yeah.
And it only works on the narrow mode. And it goes through the whole progression of how to get to where they are. He also explains actually that B&O is on average not that interested in on-axis listening. Unlike
Very
most
true.
other, because he even says, like, most of their customers, right, they switch their speakers on and they go make a meal or eat or do something else.
Yeah. You
So
live around the system.
Yeah, and that's how they are sort of deciding that they're more interested in the magnitude and how relatively perfect it sounds everywhere other than the perfect place.
Yes,
and how they
which
tune
makes
for that.
complete sense. Which makes complete sense.
Yeah. So I won't play the whole thing, but like you get from that to this, and like he goes.
Must be an interesting contract for that MDF manufacturer or a woodworker, right? That they do this. They build these MDF boxes for them with a certain spec and dimensions for these drivers to fit in, and then they measure. Okay, no, this isn't good. Let's do this kind of model instead. But yeah, it's amazing.
Also, talk about power, right? These power supplies, apparently, the capacitors for 5 milliseconds, they actually don't store 8,200 watts.
No, they don't.
18,000 watts for 5 milliseconds.
Yeah, it's a fucking insane. Like that, you can really get hurt if you touch the Lab 90s power supply in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
You can really get fucked up, man.
I mean, and apparently there's a microchip in there that controls for where you are in the world. As in, like, do you have Japanese power, and how quickly do we need to power these capacitors and that sort of thing? Because Japanese power
crazy.
is 100 volts, where it's 120 volts here. But are we getting that from the wall or not?
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah. Like, this is a fucking masterclass. Like,
hence the fact that why they were saying that there is no real need for you to have a power conditioner going before the 90s.
Yeah. So this is 90s in narrow frequency and off-axis listening, because he also goes into like they can apparently make speakers so narrow that just doing this right affects your perception.
Mm-hmm.
And how easy it is to make a speaker so focused that is essentially unusable because it's so narrow that, I don't know, let's say you sit like this.
It's impossible for you to hold. Yeah.
Like, you can't do this, like, because you would get pulled out of the stereo imaging.
You have to sit in a fucking neck brace on a stone chair that doesn't move.
Yeah. So it really is kind of amazing. I would highly recommend people watch this. It's an hour, like I said, it's an hour and a half.
You stick around for a 2-hour podcast. What's another hour and a half? Not tonight, maybe tomorrow, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it too. I didn't see that video, I don't think.
It's a year old. I only found it because somebody else sent it.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I think, without filters. Let's see. This is an Omni. Where is it?
That's insane.
Yeah. So here, like, you can be more or less 50 degrees off axis in wide, right, from wherever you measure, and there is no perceptible difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like, measurably, sure, but can you tell 1 dB to the next in like a 5 hertz frequency change? Like, he later in also goes a bit to 8 and stuff, but this made me understand way more why, like, because initially I had the 8 set up on my cooking island in the kitchen,
mm-hmm.
and they were facing towards the living room. And one of the first things I noticed is when I started to go to the other side and cook, they almost sounded the same in wide mode, which is like crazy because they're not pointing to you at all.
Yes, right? Exactly.
but there's like an actual science on this, and he also goes. He essentially explains why, like in the 50s, right, the mid ranges have that shape, and how that overlaps in terms of frequency and bands and that sort of thing. How to get beam directivity from that. It's like, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of research that goes that before it meets the eye to us as a consumer. He's like, oh yeah, I got these. They sound great. Well, but dude, it was a long path to the success. That's why I still, to this day, man, I don't care how heavy they are and how much I bitch about it. I'll never get rid of my 90s, man. They're the fucking ultimate speaker. They sound great.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he got the question at the end. Could you make better speakers? And the answer is sort of maybe, and yes, and it's two-part, right? One is signal processing, like what comes in. Is it analog? Is it digital? That's that story, right? Because without changing anything, if you change the input side, you can make a very different or potentially better sounding speaker. The other thing is, it could be better on bass, but apparently the speaker would be twice the size. Because one of the problems, right, is that for the 90s, is that the front woofer is so large, you can only compensate so much of the standing waves with the 10-inch drivers. If you were to put in more 12-inch drivers or 13 or whatever they are, you could do that better to a lower extension. But you would need so much more cabinet volume.
Yeah, well, that speaker just needs to get bigger. Right?
Yeah, like, but not a lot, not like a little bigger, right? Like 40-50% bigger.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Like width-wise, mostly.
Yeah, I think they squeezed all the juice out of that they could.
I mean, he even goes in, because this is just on one axis, right? This is just on the horizontal plane, because apparently this also happens in the vertical plane.
Of course it does. So
it's, I cannot praise this enough. It's section or whatever, how you say that. Highly recommended.
Yeah, I put it in my watch later things. I'm going to definitely pay this a view.
I mean, it's sort of set up as I guess as a sort of podcast kind of Q&A thing, but when Jeff starts going, he just talks for an hour. Like, yeah, it's more a lecture than anything else.
No, he's really good at that. Like, man, meeting that guy in person, the brain that is on that head or in that head, it's unbelievable what and the ears he's got too. Fuck. To make it what it is. All the respect.
What he's saying is actually not like it's never I. It's almost always it's we. And it just so happens that he's the tone meister, right? It's more like I'm sort of the leader of this cahoot, but like it's not me doing it necessarily. It's we doing this. And he goes into that a little bit, and it's kind of funny how well the tone meister knows their customer base. I didn't expect that.
But he probably lives a similar lifestyle where he listens to the music around his life, right? Not listen to music for life.
Well, he even like this room that they're in, right? Where is it? Is apparently a 45-ton box on like foam that is in another 17-ton box.
Yeah, it's a room in a room. Yeah, so they're completely suspended. There is nothing. It's ultra quiet.
Yeah, but this is not even the anechoic chamber, right? This is just their standard room. And apparently they, once a week or so, random people that work with and for him put stuff behind these curtains. And it's a sort of guessing game of what is behind the curtains, just to keep everybody honest all the time, because apparently that's what they do. And it can be even any of these wooden boxes, right, that go behind the curtains.
That's hilarious.
And it's just to keep your bias out of it, I guess.
Well, yeah, it definitely keeps your ears sharp too, right?
Yeah. So it's literally a masterclass of how any modern B&O speaker is made. I mean, and he's very reverent to the fives, right? Because he just got there when they were launched, and I mean, the fives are, by how he talks about them, like an excellent speaker and still a reference point.
That's why they're still sought after, man. People like them, people want them because they do sound great, even though, you know, there is an opinion for everybody to have or be had. But I've enjoyed my time with the nine, with the fives.
I mean,
But
this is the old radial tweeter, right? The whatever, I forget what they're called.
okay,
But even that has like these acoustic lenses in them,
mm-hmm.
because the top is a tweeter and the bottom is a tweeter.
So it just fires in, and it's very interesting, man.
And this is from the 60s, right? So even from the 60s, B&O was more interested in making your whole room sound nice than a particular point in your room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand now probably also a bit better about myself why I like B&O so much, because most other brands make speakers for a position.
That's right.
Which is neither good nor bad, right? It's a preference, but I'm almost never in that position.
Same here. I'm almost never on that chair. If I do, it's narrow mode, but usually it's in the kitchen. Everything's turned this way, anyways, and it's an ambient. That's all there is.
Yeah, so he goes through the history, and then these come out as well.
The cubes.
I still just want a pair. I don't even care if they're broken or not, right? It's just such cool design.
Yeah, I would like to have at least one on display because they are a fantastic idea from
Yeah.
the yesteryears of time, before Dr. Bose knew what the fuck direct and reflected sound means.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's a masterclass of like, it doesn't just apply to tweeters, the omnidirectionality, right, or how to fill a room properly. Because apparently they have another room like the one he's in that's set to. There is some apparently some Tonmeister standard, not by him, but by scientists, right? That is an average living room.
Mm-hmm.
But that is also like hermetically sealed from the world. That is also in like a 20-ton box that's suspended within another 10-ton box. But it's supposed to sound like your average listening or living room or something like
without any intrusion from anything from outside,
Yeah.
basically. So they have full control over it. Yeah.
Yeah, and even in this room, even though it's not the anechoic chamber, right? He said they haven't yet been able to fully measure how tone deaf it is, because they just run into the lower limits of the microphones they use.
Oh wow.
Like you can measure it for bass, but not for the mid range and treble.
That's interesting.
Because at some point the listening devices start hearing the microphone and nothing else.
That's crazy. Well, in that room, you probably would hear your own pulse after a while, for sure.
Yeah,
it's like
so
those deprivation tanks, for God's sakes.
I mean, where is it? Because they have a full Atmos setup in this room with a theater.
Okay.
In the 90s, and they have they have
17s, of
6
course.
17s and then another 4 17s on the ceiling.
Okay.
So they use WISA for these lower 17s, and the top 4 17s are wired in.
Okay.
So it's very interesting, but also one of the things that, so I don't know, maybe because I worked construction at some point, that struck me is like, if let's say you want to start out making speakers, right? The amount of money you have to invest if you want a room like that you have to make back, like holy hell, because this is not cheap to make.
Oh, 100%. Just the shell itself, let alone the interior.
Yeah.
Because that all needs to be treated somehow and whatever, right? Like these panels are spaced with the purpose, how they are in there.
Yes. And then they get these two rooms, right, that are not even the anechoic measuring chamber. They get them externally validated to spec and stuff like that. So you have to get some other people in that come in with measuring device and go, no, this needs to be like a centimeter there and stuff like that, right?
It is crazy. It is crazy that how much they put into it. But then again, 100 years of doing it, like I'm sure these rooms have paid for themselves at some point because they've been at it for a while, right?
Yeah. I mean, and I think this is also where you sort of see the magic where, like, there was a discussion on Discord going more or less, like, oh, Apple can just invest way more and get more out of it, right? But you need this infrastructure. Like, and then you still, this is something where I think even B&O being smaller, you just have a knowledge base that you don't easily get elsewhere because you still need to know how to use the room.
Well, fuck, all that R&D they've got, it's priceless.
Yeah, I mean, even if you were to spit it out on, like, I don't know, a PDF that the printout is that thick, right? You still need somebody to actually understand it and implement it. Like, and whilst that's not impossible, that takes time.
Yes. 100%.
So, yeah, I mean, I still have to gather my thoughts on all this because holy shit, it was interesting.
No, and Jeff is really good at explaining it to simple terms, but also he's a well of information when it comes down to it.
Yeah. I mean, somewhere up in here, he goes to where was it? That little ledge that's on the 90s, right? Like this, because this is the final product, but that ledge was different initially, and apparently that caused 1.5 dB uptick at 3 meters. At specifically, right? Because somehow, like at 2 meters, it was fine, but it must be fine everywhere.
That is crazy.
And the molds for this bottom bit start out as a 5-ton block of metal that is milled out. So
that's
they had to
fucking insane. They had to redo it.
Yeah, they had to make a new mold.
That's insane.
So it's, I mean, before, like, even the chassis is done, like they throw in something like 150 kilos of molten aluminium, and then they remove all that shit again to make it perfect.
Like, well, yeah, that big casting, whatever it's called, a channel, right? That thing is probably almost as heavy as the speaker itself. Because it's thick line of aluminium pipe or conduit, basically, that just like they fill it all with, right? Yeah, there's a lot of, obviously it's the number one recyclable metal, so that's not the point. But yeah, there's a lot of weight that comes off of it in deburring and making it final.
Apparently, the top cover was more an aesthetic design because of kids and that sort of thing, and newbies, because everybody somehow wants to touch the dome, right? That's what they found out as well.
So they just covered it.
Yeah, but then he also goes into how essentially they measured and calculated and found out that these metal bits that hold the sails up,
yeah,
where they could be in time and space, and also that they could only be maximally 5 millimeters thick, or else they would impede with the tweeters in the mid ranges. And it's like, Holy shit! Like, how do you find all that out? That takes forever. Because you're gonna like have to laser line stuff up, right, where that metal is, and then go, well, actually, this was fine without it, so it needs to be narrower. Like, it needs to be maybe measurable,
No,
but
that there is a reason why
imperceivable.
they cost so much. Well, the reason why they cost so much now, it's a different one, but there is a reason why they were so expensive when they first came out in comparison to whatever they've ever made, right?
Yeah,
Because they were 3 times the money of the lap fives at the time. So
I mean, it's so interesting. It's yeah, it's all sort of minute details that you sort of know, but kind of don't. But then he starts talking about it, it's like, this makes way more sense. But also, I would have never thought about this. Like, God among men is talking to me about a speaker that I thought I understood, but holy shit.
no, there's a lot to know about the 90s and the I guess the labor or their birth process. There's been a lot behind it.
So yeah, highly
Leave a like
recommend.
and subscribe and check out the video.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have made something like this, but like, holy shit, this is fantastic. I also wonder, I mean, this is specifically 90s, right? Like, how stuff changes for 50s, but you can sort of tell where this story goes, because you see the same. I mean, the 50s more or less have the same sort of curve and
Arrangement.
boat
Yeah.
to the mid range.
Yes.
And it's but they're significantly different enough that if anybody ever gets him to talk about 50s, like, please. I mean, just what how does the response change with the wings doing this and that, right? Because it seems so insignificant because they don't even change up all that much, right? Like, it's not like they sort of form a channel and go like, okay, there you are. I mean, they close, but it's still, it seems wide, but
not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, anyway, people go watch this video, come back to us next week or on the Discord, because this is some majorly impressive shit.
No, I'm definitely giving it a whirl. I don't remember watching it, but maybe I have. But I'm gonna do a refresher on it for sure because it's.
Well, it's a smaller channel. I think they have 1,200 subscribers, so go subscribe to them. They seem to be talking mostly to tone meisters and that sort of thing from all sorts of brands. So it just happened to be that this was BeoLab 90 and
Jeff Martin.
Yeah, and I hadn't come across it yet, but like, damn, he's actually way funnier as well than I would have expected him to be.
No, he's a funny guy.
So yeah, that's about it for this week. Hope everybody has a good week. Love you long time, and see you
Sunday
next week. And oh yeah, good luck on Formula One next week if anybody's watching that. Let's see if Aston Martin actually makes a start.
All right. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.